If you're a fan of the Boston Red Sox, then you've probably heard about their rising star prospect, Roman Anthony, a 19-year-old outfielder who has already gotten spring training at-bats for Boston. Currently playing for Portland, the young player has been quite the buzz around Red Sox Nation for the past year as he played for Salem, Greenville, and Portland across 106 games. Though, do Red Sox fans know who to thank for the team getting the opportunity to draft him? Taken with the 79th pick in the 2022 draft as compensation for losing Eduardo Rodriguez, it would be easy to think that the lefty leaving Boston for Detroit would be responsible for it all. But in fact, it goes even further back to when young Roman Anthony was just 6 years old in the magical year of 2010. Back in the 2010 season, the Red Sox called up young lefty Dustin Richardson from AAA Pawtucket to provide an arm out of the bullpen after righty Daisuke Matsuzaka went on the IL. Richardson, a former fifth-round draft pick in 2006, would be up and down all season, spending various stints with the Red Sox, separated by roster moves that saw him shuttled back and forth from Pawtucket. Richardson himself wasn't the most integral part of the bullpen, mostly used as a lefty specialist, as 20 of his 23 appearances saw him throw less than an inning, and of those 20, 15 of those appearances saw him face 2 or fewer batters. After the 2010 season, which saw Richardson appear in 26 games with a 4.15 ERA over 13 innings for Boston, he was traded to Florida for a fellow lefty reliever, a man known as Andrew Miller.
In a swap of young southpaws on Friday, the Red Sox acquired 25-year-old Andrew Miller from the Marlins in exchange for 26-year-old reliever Dustin Richardson, who made 26 big league appearances for Boston in 2010.
Miller, a former top prospect who was a key piece in the trade that sent Miguel Cabrera to the Detroit Tigers, had struggled with the Marlins. Across 58 games, 41 of them starts, Miller would go 10-20 with an ERA of 5.89. Boston viewed him as a rotational depth piece, opening the season down in Pawtucket. After an impressive start to the season in Pawtucket, Miller would be recalled to Boston, where he continued his successful pitching through his first 4 starts to the tune of a 3-0 record and a 3.57 ERA in 22.2 innings. However, his control was an issue just as it had been his entire career. By the end of the season, Miller was in the bullpen, where he stayed for the rest of his time in Boston and in the majors. 2012 was the first season where Miller spent the entirety of it in the bullpen, though it was in 2013 where he really started to stand out. Miller helped the Red Sox win the 2013 season by providing a shutdown lefty who in 37 games went 1-2 with a 2.64 ERA across 30 2/3 innings pitched. He also struck out 48. Yet despite his presence as a shutdown reliever in the bullpen for 2014, a year which saw him go 3-5 in 50 games with a 2.34 ERA, along with 69 strikeouts in 42 1/3 innings for the Red Sox, they were clearly out of playoff contention by the deadline and seemed unlikely to retain Miller's service. He would instead be shipped to the Baltimore Orioles for young lefty Eduardo Rodriguez.
They get Rodriguez in exchange for Andrew Miller from the Orioles. What can you tell us about Rodriguez?
Well, Rodriguez is a really intriguing left-handed pitcher, and anytime you can get a lefty into your system, it's going to be a bonus. This is a guy who in 2013 looked like he was becoming one of the best, if not the best, left-handed pitching prospects in all the minors. His stuff made a huge jump forward. He was throwing harder, so he wasn't just a touch-and-feel guy. Struggled a little bit this year in Double-A for the first time for a full season. That's not so unexpected, but he's still very young, left-handed with a good array of stuff.
Rodriguez had entered the season having been viewed as the O's third best prospect and the 65th best in all of baseball by Baseball America. Rodriguez would go on to make his MLB debut for Boston during the following season and would stay with the team after being called up. Across 2015, he would go 10-6 with a 3.85 ERA in 21 games pitched at the young age of 22. From his debut in 2015 until his final season with Boston in 2021, with the exception of the 2020 COVID season, Rodriguez was a staple in the rotation, pitching at least 20 games each season and helping the Sox make the playoffs in 2016, 17, and win it all again in 2018. 2019 was arguably his best season, going 19-6. However, After the 2021 season, Rodriguez tested free agency as he turned down the Red Sox qualifying offer and instead signed with Detroit for a 5-year, $77 million deal. Rodriguez declining the qualifying offer meant that Boston would be rewarded a compensation pick after the competitive balance round B. This would take place between rounds 2 and 3 and would give the Red Sox an extra pick before round 3 began. For the Sox, they turned this into Roman Anthony, who has since impressed both the front office and Red Sox fans as he continues to develop.
79th pick of the 2022 Major League Draft, the Boston Red Sox select Roman Anthony, an outfielder from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, Parkland, Florida.
As of the recording of this video, Roman Anthony has appeared in 134 games across 4 levels of the minor league system. Across those 134 games, Anthony is hitting .275 with a .392 on-base percentage, and his slugging is sitting at .454. He has a total of 16 home runs and 80 RBIs, all of which has been done before he turns 20 on May 13th. Currently for this season, in 8 games, Anthony's hitting .242 with an on-base of .286 and slugging .515. He has 2 home runs and is 8 for 33 on the young season. Many believe that Anthony could see a promotion up to AAA Worcester if he continues to show that he can handle AA pitching as well as he has. So sometimes, those minor league prospects who are moved for other pieces might be necessary to land a future top prospect. Dustin Richardson, the former 5th-round pick in 2006 who didn't have a place with the Red Sox, is still having a lasting effect on them almost 20 years after he was drafted. So sometimes when a minor move is made, you may not realize it just now, but maybe down the road, it will lead to a change in your franchise's future. If you managed to stick around this long, thank you for watching the video, and I hope you enjoyed. This is something new for me, where normally I don't do these sit-down talk videos and go over much about different players and how they got here, but I won't lie, it was very enjoyable. If you also enjoyed the video, please feel free to hit the like button, subscribe. If not, I understand, and have a nice day. Hopefully I make more of these and you want to watch more. All right, bye.